What's up, freaks? This is just me, and today we're gonna be exploring the best physique of Branch Warren's entire bodybuilding career. Branch's pro career spanned from 2005 to 2015 when he retired. Here in this video, we're gonna be only talking about the years 2009 to 2012. Before '09, some might argue that his physique was more impressive because he was far more aesthetic, but he didn't place as well as he did later on. And after 2012, he almost kind of dropped the ball because he had a lot of torn muscles and he was already past his prime at that time. No disrespect, of course, but it's true. Anyway, let me first mention a few honorable mentions for Branch's best shape ever. I have on the left the '09 Arnold Classic version, which is not a bad shape, although he only took third place there. But 2009 overall was a good year for Branch, I would say, so I just want to mention this version. And another honorable mention is the 2012 Arnold Classic, which he actually won. Here, in the front double biceps, I think '09 is better in the lower body, but I like the upper body of 2012 much more. Both are decent versions. Okay, let's see one more picture for these two. This is the rear lat spread, in which he probably looks better overall because he's much sharper in 2012. But at the same time, you can see his back is kind of falling apart, so not great here in the rear poses. So let's continue on very quickly. We move on to the main comparison. Here on the left, we have an obvious choice, Branch's second place finish at the Olympia in 2009. To me, it's sort of suspicious because that year Branch beat Dexter Jackson, who was the reigning champion. So if anything, Dex should have gotten a bit of political help. Not Branch, but whatever, it's in the history books. Branch was runner-up at the '09 Olympia and he looked good, so it's included in the matchup. Okay, in the middle is an underdog, his 2010 Olympia version. He was third, and I think it wasn't a bad year from him. Even though going into this, I don't expect the one in the middle to win. But let's see, maybe it can do well. And finally, on the right, we got another no-brainer, his first Arnold Classic win in 2011, in which he was really big and sliced. Here in the front double bicep pose. Now, if we make our way from the bottom to the top, the calves look virtually the same, maybe a bit worse in 2010 in the middle. The quads tell the same story. In 2011 on the right, he has bigger quads, but also a bit smoother, it seems. The midsection looks the same virtually. The right lat is always bad. I think Branch tore it, so that's why. But it looks better in '09 on the left and worse in 2010 in the middle. The chest in 2010 is also a bit flatter, while in '09 it's vascular and good. The arms look almost the same in all the pics. So the 3 points I have to give to 2010 in the middle because it has the worst flow overall. Then 2 points for 2011 on the right, and for the best chest and the lats, the one goes to '09, the one on the left. In the front lat spread, I have 2010 losing again, despite having the most impressive lower body. But I think that's partly the display of it. The lats just don't flare out as well as in '09 and '11, and his pecs in '09 and the delts are definitely inferior to the other versions too. 2010 fetches another 3 points. Between '09 and '11 I got 11 on the right. I think his execution is better, so the lats are more filled out, almost Dorian-esque, I would wager to say. The lower body is sharp and the pecs look pretty full. In '09 he looks good too, but the chest looks weird to me and he's not hitting it to spec as I see it. So '09 gets 2 points this time. Oh, I'm sorry guys for the awful pics there on the right. If I was able to find better pics, I would have used them, of course. Now go to the side chest where it looks like 2010 is getting less again as I see it. Of course, taking into consideration the lower picture quality, of course. I think I still like the least because the calves look much more detailed in 2011 and the near arm is sharpened in '09. These are little details, but he looks very similar in all of these, so we have to focus on them. So 2010 is last, and in my opinion, '09 is winning this one due to the vascularity in the arms and the thicker chest. Although there is an argument for 2011 because of the calves and more pleasing abs. But here it gets 2 points. We go to the back pose as double biceps first. Branch is unfortunately holding this pose quite differently each year, but you have to do with these shots. Here to me 2009 actually looks the least impressive, although it has a better flow and it's more aesthetic than 10 or 11. It also might be the posing style responsible for this though. And for the second place, I chose 2011, the one on the far right. It has the more vascular delts than 2010, but it has the much smaller set of calves, less grooves in the hamstrings, and possibly also the smaller lats. I like 2010 more, and I give it the victory in this pose. To the rear lat spread, also different posing styles, so it might not be the scale exactly. Here 2010 for a change gets a loss. Look at the lats, it's just as if he's falling apart, unfortunately. The right lat's missing and the left one doesn't look so good either. There's a definition element, but nothing doing for this. It's just not a good real lat spread, I gotta be honest with you. Second place goes to 2009, but I have to admit that this is sort of a personal preference, I guess. In 11, I feel like he hits a lat spread to highlight more of the detail of the back, which I like more. The '09 Olympia doesn't look bad in my opinion, though, and the lower body matches the 2011 Arnold Classic version. However, I'm going with 2011. It also looks more symmetrical and more detailed. Anyway, we're going to the side triceps. Now these are yet again hit at different postures, but we cannot do anything about that. We're going to be trying to ignore it. Let's start from the lower body, which is looking slightly better in 10 than '09, but the best in 2011. Due to the posture differences, we can't really judge the midsection and chest. For the delt and arm, I see it the same way as the lower body. 2009 is slightly less sharp, 2010 is sort of mediocre, and 2011 is the best, most separated. I'm giving 3 points to 2009, 2 points to 2011, and the 1 pointer goes to 2011 in this pose. Now the Evan thigh war branch looks very respectable, I'm here to tell you. I have 2011 losing here in this one because the midsection is protruding too much to my liking in that lower abdomen, and his quad separation isn't the greatest here either. 2011 gets the unfortunate 3 points. The quads are comparable between the two pics on the left, but the midsection, the abs are more pleasing and aesthetic in '09 definitely. And the V-tapers might be not as pronounced, but the lats have much better flow as I see it. To my eyes, '09 has the win. And onto the last pose, that is the one hand on quad, most muscular, I guess. That's a strange most muscular variation, I gotta say. But he hit it in all three contests, so we're using it. The least I like 2010 due to the delts and arms, which seem to be not as separated as in the other versions. And overall, he's not as conditioned, I don't think. Once again, the photo quality is lower, but still. 2010 doesn't have the flow either. The one standing out to me is '09 on the left. He looks much wider. He's just a stud in '09, and in 2011 not so much. And I won't just chuck it up to the tilted angle of the shot of 2011. Nonetheless, I think there's a quality of the most muscular of '09 that makes it stand out, so I'm awarding '09 the all-important 1 point here. And when I tell you I'm all points up. I get the clear third place in the 2010 version, which got 20 overall points in this competition. I still stand by what I said. I think it's not a bad version of Branch, at least when you don't look at the last spread, but it can be considered the best ever Branch one in my opinion. And second and first place were close, guys. Only a 1 point difference there. But in my estimation, in runner-up is the 2011 Arnold Classic, winning package with 14 points. So yes, your winner is the 2009 Olympia version with 13 points. But I admit you could have either of them winning, depending on which one you prefer in the front last spread and the most muscular, for example. It was a very topsy-turvy comparison and so close too. I prefer 09 because it was a fresher quote-unquote version and also not as unaesthetic in some shots. But 2011 was also great and did well in my matchup today. So what do you think about this comparison? Do you agree that 09 slightly edges out 2011? Or is there a good version of Branch that I neglected to mention? Let me and us know down in the comment section below. It's much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to watch some Branch Warren videos and also like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day.